Hey guys, so I have a new national overview of a game that I'll be playing here shortly. It actually just recently started, um, and that is going to be for the Warhammer mod. I believe this is the same mod that Sombre made, and I'll leave a link in the description for his channel. He's the mod maker of this mod. Uh, he has his own channel which he started just recently, and he's been posting videos. I don't know if he's playing it or just doing nation overview analysis for kind of a few nations. I think he is playing one of them. I think he's playing Skaven possibly, and I'll just leave that in the description for you guys. So here we have a hardened race is hardened humans, partial cold resistance, beast of chaos. They prefer cold too. Exceptional heavy infantry and cavalry, medium infantry, a few ranged weapons, so not very rangy. Some troops and commanders can earn promotion or damnation. Very interesting. I like that. Magic, strong blood, very good. Astral and air, all very good paths to have. Minor, nature, death, and water. Very interesting. I do like the water uh, addition added on that, knowing that most of my troops will have cold resistance and they will also prefer cold weather. So probably going cold 3 with the cold resistance and having water leaves us up with some nice group of winter plays, possibly even rigor mortis plays, depending on what magic we go down. Excuse me. Priests are average. We have Inquisitioners, so we'll be able to preach back other people's dominion very well. We can perform blood sacrifice. That's also great pushing our dominion. It says decreases unrest in your provinces, increases it in enemy provinces, so that's very nice. Our demons weaken outside your dominion. Unlock recruitment at 5 and 7. Building standard forts. Okay, that's just a god, which I didn't make one. I don't want to give away just in case someone in the game is watching. I didn't want to give nothing away. So, very, very interesting here. This is the only playable Chaos Nation at the moment. As far as I know, he's still working on Nurgle, Khorne, Tzeentch, and the rest of them. Well, that's all of them, but maybe Chaos Undivided, or maybe possibly Beastmen, things like that. Who knows? Let's look at the first site here. We have the Palace of Pleasured Screams. Gives us 2 astral, 1 air, and 4 slaves per turn. Gives us a few recruitable units, and then the rest of these, the site is not available from the start. Might appear later on. Demonettes, Demon Princes, Keeper of Secrets, Heroes, Demon Lords, Chosen, Chaos Lords, Swords Veneer. Interesting. But this is going to be going over the units and the commanders. Might have a separate video going over the spells that is special to them. I know they get special things like they can summon demonettes and things like that. Uh, Maybe chaos. I can't remember what they're called. Not I don't remember. So we'll start going over the units here, and of course we have a Chaos Warhound, 10 gold, 1 resource, limited recruitment. They are Chaos recruitment, so it's going to help you with going turmoil. It's going to make them cheaper. They are undisciplined here. Animals, cold resistant. I don't particularly like these guys all too much. They have decent siege strength though. When recruited, you may get a mutated Chaos Hound with some advantages over the basic version. That's interesting. Kind of cool. They actually have pretty good stats though, as far as their regular stats here go. 13 strength, 12 attack, 10 defense, and then low protection, of course. Low magic resistance being a animal, and average morale. Next, we look at the Marauder Hunter here. Can be recruited outside forts as well, so that's very good. Might be able to get some nice recruitment going everywhere. It's Pillager 1, has Chaos recruitment, ambidextrous. Well, he's got a javelin bundle here with 4 ammunition, not too bad. Decent amount of javelins he carries. 15 damage spear, of course, with pierce damage. That's gonna be very nice. Actually, pretty decent stats here, being 12, 11, and 12, being a little bit above average Low resource cost for a 10 protection unit here, 7 recruitment points, 15 gold. I mean, pretty good overall. Definitely pretty good, a little above average hit points for a human, which these humans are normally a little bit tougher, just being chaos. They live in the wastes and whatnot, so they're fairly strong. You have to be strong to survive. You have a marauder, can be recruited outside of forts as well. 15 gold, 8 resources, a little bit more costly as far as resources go. 7 recruitment points, 13 protection go with a 20 damage axe. Very, very kind of heavy hitting for like almost a chaff unit at this point here. 1.4 siege strength, not too bad. Pretty good. I mean, chaos recruitment, so they're cheaper for every bit of turmoil that you're going to have. And if you decide to go that way, of course. Overall, I really like the sprites for them. It says, when recruited, you will either get a marauder with an axe and shield, morning star and shield, or axe and throwing axes, or occasionally a forsaken marauder. That's pretty interesting. I like all the possibilities that you can get here just by recruiting this one unit. Very, very interesting. And then next we have a Marauder Berserker. Now if you notice, now these can only be recruited in castles because this one is outside forts. This one's got to be in a fort or castle. And here we have a 22 gold unit, still fairly cheap on the resource and recruitment points. 14 protection, so the armor is a little bit better. Low defense skill, but that's because he's holding 2 weapons. He is ambidextrous though. So 11 attack, 13 strength, 1.7 siege, not too bad. Already talking about protection here. Morale, 18 gold a year, a little over 1 gold per turn. But he is going to have 221 damage axes along with being Berserker 3. With 14 hit points, he might be able to take a hit and start berserking. So it might be a pretty decent unit here to actually have for a chaff unit. I mean, this is fairly strong. This is a very killy, snow move, cold resistance, wasteland survival. Cool. I think this is a fairly decent unit that we have here. It's got a helmet as well. That's very good. Next, we have a Marauder Light Horseman. Now, this can be recruited outside of forts. Also has chaos recruitment, like many of your units will. Has a javelin, hoof, and light lance attack. So, very interesting here. 2 javelins per unit here. Not too bad. Average as far as these stats go, 10 and 10 and 12. Okay, decent morale. But 18 defense skill is very, very nice. 11 attack, 12 strength, but 18 defense skill. That's going to be very, very hard to hit for some units. So not too bad. I like the light horseman here. Next, we start going into our chaos units. No, actually, a marauder horseman. There's a flail and a hoof. 35 gold. Relatively cheap here. 13 protection. See this flail. Of course, you're going to get number of 2 attacks is going to be 2, so he's going to be hitting quite a bit. And then plus 2 attack versus a shielded unit, so not too bad. These guys are going to be actually pretty good, but you have to remember the disadvantage here is you're going to be taking away that lance charge on the first hit. So that is very unfortunate for this unit. But the flails are always great. If you ever play MA Ulm, you notice that but usually the heavy infantry that you go with are going to be the flail units just because they hit those 2 number of attacks, while also getting a bonus against shields where other units wouldn't. So definitely helps their attack density, size 2 units. So that's pretty good too. Next, we're looking at the Chaos Warrior here, and we got 2 different versions of the Chaos Warrior. We have the Shielded Chaos Warrior, 40 gold, 22 resources, 16 recruitment points. They are fairly expensive here to buy, but they do have 22 protection. Very nice stats here, 13, 13, 13 down the board. 12 resistance, 16 morale, and they have a promotion. These guys are going to be very, very tough and hard to kill. You have to watch out for that 8 encumbrance though. The falchion dealing 21 damage, pretty good. 1.7 siege strength, 32 gold a year. Ooh, rather pricey though on that upkeep. yeah, Chaos Helm, Chaos Plate, Kite Shield, very nice. So be hard to get some arrow fire through that, especially with that prot added on. When this unit is promoted, it will transform into an identical unit with Homesickness 100. As soon as that unit then ends a turn outside of a home province, it will, outside of its home province, it will transform into the next state and lose all XP. So then once that happens, it will transform. Very, very cool. Next, we have another Chaos Warrior here with a glaive this time. Now, he's going to lose some of that defense skill due to him not having that shield on him. Um, but as far as the other stats go, protection, magical resistance, morale, strength, attack skill, they're all going to look the same. The only difference here with this is, okay, he loses his shield, but he gains the glaive. That's going to be a 26 damage pure slash weapon here. Very, very powerful. Maybe will do a lot of damage. I doubt there's going to be much that's going to be able to stop that. Honestly, it might even be worth expanding with him. Or any first wars that you may have, it might be a very, very good weapon to have. Because, I mean, arrows aren't really going to go through that 22 protection regardless. He has lower encumbrance than the one with the shield. Very interesting. Because there are a lot of high HP units here, like ogres and things like that, that are in this mod. Works, stuff like that. But this same thing here. So very cool. So it can also become a Chaos Spawn, Forsaken, Prince of Pleasure. Cool. Very, very nice. Now next we have a Chaos Ogre here. Gold 50, resource 23, recruitment points of 11. 2 attacks here being 24 damage each because he does have very high strength. Of course, he's 2.6 siege. So very strong, good sieger. It's gluttony, so he'll take up more supplies. Chaos recruitment of 5, that's a lot. So possibility of him being only 35 gold instead of 50. He does have dark vision, only 25. I mean, it's not the best, but I guess some still helps. Cold resistance as well. Very, very cool. I like the ogres. A half helmet and a plate. So I mean, he's still at 18 protection. This is a very tough unit, even though he has, well, his attack and defense go rather average or below average at this point, but hit points 30. He's going to be able to take a few hits and probably deal some damage back out. Does have ambidextrous, so which is good to have. It's not too much of a penalty on this attack skill. Let's go over to the Chaos Troll. I just love the way these guys look. 60 gold, 8 resources, limited recruitment. So you can get him down 15 more, so maybe down to 45 gold, depending on what you take. Undisciplined, that kind of sucks there. But he does have Dark Vision 50, he's Glutton, Recuperation, which is very nice to have on your units. Regeneration 15, so that is very good. Susceptible to fire, have to be careful with that. But you do have a Falchion, a Spiked Mace, and a Troll Vomit. What is acid damage? Yeah. Armor piercing, acid damage kind of does its own thing. So very, very powerful attacks here all around. Very, very nice. Oops. Current age. Encumbrance 3. Very low encumbrance. That's nice. But he does not have any cold resistance. Too bad. Size 3. Protection 8. Very low protection. That's too bad too. Cool. Next we have a Marauder on Hellstrider. Kind of like their demon horses, I guess. 60 gold, 18, and 18 recruitment and resource points. Possibly 15 less, taking back down to 45. That has Spirit Sight, that's nice. Gives you a patrol bonus, good. Patrol bonus of 3, that's fairly high as well. Poison resistance, cold resistance. Steed's Tongue, so I guess it's like their hoof. But does give poison damage, that's interesting. And a Hill Scourge. Minor life drain. This is the weapon of the rider here. Armor negating. No, that's not what I'm looking for. It's only 5 weapon. 2 attacks, or plus 2 attack first is a shield. I guess it's like a whip almost, it looks like. 12 protection, high defense. Okay attack skill. Very cool, very cool. Requires friendly dominion strength of 5 and a province to recruit. So giving you a little bit of a cap here, or not necessarily cap, but requirement for what you need to have. Next, we can go on to the next unit we have here, and that is a Chosen Warrior. Love the sprite here. Very, very nice sprite. Here we have our Sacred unit. 80 gold, very, very expensive. 22 resources, 16 recruitment points, 15 hit points, rather low hit point, but 22 protection, 17 morale, 13 magical resistance, 14 across the board for stats. These guys are going to be powerful even without a bless. But that is a very, very steep gold cost. I'm glad they have recuperation so they don't accumulate too many afflictions, really rendering them useless. But chaos recruitment of 8 is actually pretty good. Could drop them 24 gold. So that's 60, 56 per one. Falchion, 22 damage. I mean, they don't really have very high attack density here, but they do have a chance to be pretty good depending on what kind of bless. I mean, I wouldn't go too heavy on the bless for these guys, but they are very, very tough to kill, though, from the looks of it. You have to also have Dominion Strength of 5 to recruit them. Next, we'll go on to a Chaos Knight here. Very, very beautiful model here. We have a Lance, Warhorse, Hoof, and then a Falchion attack. All very, very high damage attacks here. Chaos recruitment of 10. They are 100 gold apiece for a heavy cav. Not too bad. Because at that point, you'll be able to take them down to 70. And now 70 gold apiece. I mean, still kind of high. But, I mean, you're looking at 22 prot, 16 protection. Decent stats, very strong attacks, which is also another promotion unit here that could go up even higher depending on what it turns into. Okay. A nice map move of 18. I'm glad they're not too slow. And next we have the Chosen Knight. Now this is 155 gold, chaos recruitment of 15, so you could drop him down 45, taking him down to about 110. Sacred recuperation, a very intense recruitment and resource requirements here, but just like the Chaos Knight, these guys are also very, very strong. 17 defense skill, attack skill 14, strength of 14, protection 22, morale 17, recuperation, glad they have that. 7 Dominion strength is required to make these guys very interesting. I like the way they look. I don't know how many of them I'll make because they look very expensive. So next we'll start looking at the commanders, of course. We have the Marauder Scout. This is just your average scout unit. Hopefully you'll be able to find indie scout units because I think the indie scout units are cheaper than this. So that would be good, even if they had the, well, maybe. Next you have the Marauder Chieftain here, which is actually a very, very interesting unit. 60 gold, 12 resources, 1 recruitment point, leadership of 60, that's okay-ish, 17 protection. But this unit is going to have sailing, which is actually going to be a very interesting way that your opponents might not see coming, as far as a kind of attacking perspective in a way, because they can carry a lot of stuff with them with that 99 sailing. They are also tax collectors. It's almost, I guess, like a theme of like them going off their boats and raiding. And they have Beastmaster, Chaos Recruitment, Unsurroundable. Weird. But I guess Beastmaster, I guess you can, take the Hounds, or possibly, the Trolls animals? No, Trolls aren't animals. Probably take the Hounds, I guess. That's what you want Beastmaster for. Beast Tamer, Beastmaster. So, yeah, having the sailing units are quite interesting. It adds definitely a different dynamic. I didn't know they had sailing until I looked at them. Next, you have the Marauder Horsemaster here. Now, this unit also has sailing as well, the same amount as the other one. But this is kind of your horse style, horse version of them. Tax Collector Steel, Protection 17. I mean, you don't necessarily want to throw your commanders into combat, but if something does come in contact with them, might be able to kill it. There's a good chance they might be able to survive as well, being so high defense skill. So 2 very, very cool commanders you have there. Next you have the Aspiring Champion now. Not as great as the other things. I mean, sure, you could do some cool promotion stuff, I think. I think he turns into something pretty cool. Champions 10 skilled curve blaze. Don't know. I don't know what they turn into. There's a chance they turn into something pretty cool. But overall, I mean, 105 gold for 20 leadership, uh, 22 protection. They can't sell. Don't know how many of these guys will make, depending. I guess it depends on what they turn into. That's all it's really up to. Next, we have the Marauder Shaman here. It also says do not require a lab to recruit, so it looks like you probably only need a temple to recruit these guys, which is quite interesting. Now this is going to be your access to water, astral, and death. I think it's just water and death you get access to here. Other things have astral. But that's going to be throwing nature into communions, which is going to be pretty good. It's going to give you access to death, which from there you can kind of branch off of. A little bit of water. Definitely get some early searching, try to get an income in for it. I don't necessarily need it, but it's going to be nice to have. So we'll definitely look at that. Other than that, possibility of swarm casters here. They're not great researchers, but they're actually pretty average as far as it goes. Recruitment, so 110 gold. How much do they cost? 46 gold per year. Not too bad, honestly. I like these little N1s. N1s you get some use out of. Astral ones you get use out of. Death ones you might be able to get some use out of. Water ones, and depending on how high of research you are. So pretty cool little unit there for a little cross paths. Next we have the Slaanesh cultists here, and I actually think these are both the same thing. 145 gold, blood 1, priest 1. They have awe, stealthy, seduction, spies, philosopher, so they get better in sloth and worsen their research and productivity. Also chaos recruitment. So, I mean, this nation really just wants you to take productivity, or wants you to take turn 1 sloth. I'm not a big fan of that, but we'll see. I mean, I understand the aspect of why they do. I just don't like playing with turn 1 sloth, but that's just me. So they also, they're spies, philosophers, I already talked about that. But it's going to give you a pretty, honestly, it's kind of expensive for a blood 1, holy 1. We're definitely going to need them. They're definitely going to be blood hunters, but other than that, they're not the best for cost wise anyway. Same here. I think this is just the exact same unit. I don't know why there's two of them. This cultist is a female. This cultist is a male. That's the reason why right there. They both have seduction on them. Okay, so that's why. Okay, cool. I didn't see that before, but that makes sense now. Very cool, very cool. So we have a male and a female one. Probably be making more of the females since they can seduce males, but it doesn't matter. Next, we're looking at the Slaanesh Sorcerer, 275 gold. You can make one of these a turn out of the capital. Actually, you can make them out of any province. They're not capital only. Philosopher +1, Inquisitor, 13 research, not too bad. I like these paths though. Air 1, Astral 1, Death 1. Honestly, if you could take away the Astral and put possibly an extra air or vice versa, I'd probably like that more. Holy 2. I mean, regardless, I mean, if they all have blood, they can all join in Sabbath. They'll have Astral, they all join in Communion or Sabbath. Vice versa, you know. Uh, Magical Resistance 16 is actually very nice here. But then you have a 100% chance of getting either an air, astral, or blood, which is what we're going to get. So possibly air elementals, things like that. Soul Slay, Mind Burn. Definitely not, well, I'm not going to say all the things you can do in Communion, but just as a regular just spammer, I guess. Those are things that they could do. And of course, there's great alteration, other spells like that you can do. And then all you guys are going to have blood. Blood 2s are going to be cool. That'd be very, very good to have. You can also do something like uh, communion, holy spam. So very, very interesting unit we have there. Definitely going to have them. Exalted Hero here can only be made in the capital. 235 gold, Sacred, Recuperation, Chaos Recruitment of 25, so he could be knocked down to 75 less gold. Not too bad, actually. promotion, 35 hit points, 22 protection, good skills. Morale's 18, leadership 80. That's actually pretty good. Has a decent commander option there. Requires friendly dominion of 7 in the province to recruit. Exalted transform, so the same thing as the other guy. Or being turned into a chaos spawn. That would suck. I guess depending on what you got. And then lastly, we have a Slaanesh sorcerer lord. Can only be recruited in your capital. Now, this is going to be the biggest mage we have. Being 400 gold, 2 turns to recruit. Air 2, Astral 2, Blood 1, Holy 2. Then it has a chance to random Air 3, Astral 3, or Blood 2. So honestly, we don't have ways to getting high blood. We can always empower. So there is that. Philosopher plus 2 is not too bad. Recruitment, but chaos recruitment of 40, so it could be 120 gold less. But I mean, taking sloth and productivity or turmoil like that, I mean, it puts you in a dangerous spot due to your decrease in the amount of gold you're getting every turn. I mean, sure, they take off some gold, but how much is it really worth? But yeah, these are I'm able to do some nice communion spells. Let's look at those chaos spawns. Hold on. We have a lot of different chaos spawns here. I'm just going to click through if you want to pause as I'm looking. You know, a lot of different guys, lots of different combinations of attacks. It seems like, so you have greater and lesser chaos spawn, Crufts' Spit, Pincer Claws. Very, very cool. I like all this. Very nice addition to the game. Bone Blade. Actually, what does that do? Just magical attack, I guess. You have this fella here. Invulnerable. We already looked at that one. Chaos Lord. I guess these are some of the promotions that you can turn into. Herald of Slaanesh, Wicked Claw. A lot of magical damage attacks, which is very good for us, just in case. True promotions. Forsaken Warrior. We haven't seen him. Pincer Claw, Claw attacks. Ooh, I like these guys having armor piercing though. Our Berserker plus 1. Commander promotions. Aspiring Champion can turn into this guy. Okay. Exalted Hero. Chaos Lord. Seems like a lot of these are going to have very high leadership. It's going to be very good for us once we're able to get them. Demon Prince. Ooh, a Blood 3. That'd be nice. I think these are, is that summon? I don't know. Dominion Immortality. That's good. Definitely need to help push that Dominion. I think we fight much better in it. There's summons here, so Demonettes. We can summon them. Wicked Claws, Invulnerable. They have Awe. Demons, Recuperation. Low hit points protection though. Gotta be careful with that. Seeker of Slaanesh. These look pretty good. Fiend of Slaanesh. Wicked Claws. Coma-inducing Stinger. Oh my goodness. It's a lot of poison damage. Patrol bonus of 5. Look at that. No, we haven't looked at this Herald. Maybe we have. No, this is a Holy 2. This is Commander here. Cool. Demon Prince. We've looked at this one, I believe. Yeah, very nice, very nice. Keeper of Secrets here. It looks like a Demon Prince as far as their stats go, but it is a Holy 3 versus a Holy 2. Not too big of a deal. We just have to do a small Sabbath, and we can make any of our Holy 2s a Holy 3, so not too big of a deal. Seduction, I don't think I'd want to use my Keeper of Secrets in a Seduction role. I feel like they'd have a much more have a lot more usefulness inside an army casting spells. But these guys are very, very strong. Cool. Yeah, lots to look forward to here with this nation. Um, let's uh, let's see what the different kinds that we can make here. Let's just intern. See, did we make anything cool? So we did. So here's a flail unit or morning star unit. Cool for the marauders. Marauder with throwing axe. This is Marauder with shield. We have Forsaken Marauder here, so they have a tentacle and an axe. How cool. Then we have some of these hounds here. Mutant Warhound of Slaanesh. We have tentacle attacks instead. They do have 2 attacks, and they are armor piercing. That's kind of cool. Bite. Cool, cool, cool. Let's see. Does anyone else do that? Don't think they do. What else can be made? Those guys are expensive. I don't think they turn in nothing else. We can check though. You know, as long as we have a Holy 3 preaching up, we can get 7. There's a temple. Check over here. Doesn't look like the Marauder Hunter's changing to anything. That's the same one. Yeah, same one as that. Okay, they don't get anything, and these guys are the same. Cool. I do like how these Marauders change up. Also, I guess you can put the throwing axe guys. How many throwing axes do they have? 2? 4. They're not considered magical, I suppose. Nice. Very, very cool. But yeah, guys, looks like a very fun nation to play. I'm glad I had the opportunity to join the game. Don't know when the episodes are going to come out, but they will come out eventually for sure, depending on how good or bad I do, of course. But thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.